Hello friends, in this video we will be learning the continuation of that percentage calculation techniques where we stopped in first video. So in the first video we have seen the models related to finding some percentage of a number, like for example if you wish to find 35% of some number like 1600, how do we find it? This we have already seen in video 1. In this video, we will be learning as to how to find a given number is what percent of the other number. So what are the techniques we follow and how are we supposed to go by the options I will be teaching in this video. Let us start with the first example. So here 360 is what percent of 400. 360 is what percent of 400. So here, if the numerator is nearer to the denominator, we will go in reverse order. What is that? Let us understand. So 100% of the denominator, we are trying to find the numerator is what percent of this denominator. So 100% of this 400, 100% of that 400 is nothing but what? 400 only. From that, how much you should remove to reach the target? You have to remove 40. Whatever we have to remove is what percent of the denominator you check. So that 40 is what percent of the denominator. That 40 is what percent of 400 here. That 40 will be 10%. Which means from this if you remove 10%, you will get the target, that is 360. That means that will be equal to how much percent? 90%. So 90% will be equal to how much? 360. 90% is equal to 360, which means this numerator is 10% lesser than the denominator. That numerator is 10% less than the denominator. So 360 by 400 we are checking into 100. This is what we are checking. Please don't go for cancellation, dear, because if zeros are there you may cancel it. If zeros are not there you cannot cancel. That's why I don't want you to take that risk of cancellation. Just go like this. Value wise this is how much less than this? Value wise that is 40 less. Percentage wise this is how much percent less than this? This 40 is what percent of 400? This 40 will be 10%. That's why I can say that this numerator is 10% less than the denominator. Hence I can say that this number is 90% of this number. Hence your answer has to be what? 90%. Is that clear? Let us move on to the next example. 1764 is what percent of 1800? So we have to find this 1764 is what percent of 1800. How much I should remove to reach 1764? As it is nearer to this, I will go in reverse order. I have to go back by how much? 36. 36 is what I have to go back. So value wise I should go back by 36. Percentage wise that is how much? Let's try to find out. So this 36 is what percent of 1800 is what you have to guess. Okay, now check out. 100% of 1800 will be 1800 only. From 1800 I have to remove 36 to reach my target. Now my question is, can I remove 10%? What is 10% of 1800? 10% of 1800 is 180. Can I remove 10%? Definitely no. I cannot remove 10% from 100 means I can't even touch 90. I can't remove 10%. So I can't even touch 90. From 100 I can't even go to 90 means my answer is more than 90%. So I am very much sure that my answer is more than 90%. Still I have three options over here. Can I remove 5%? What is 10%? 180. 5% will be how much? 90. Whatever I have to remove is only 36. That means I can't even remove 5% also. I can't remove 5% from 100 means from 100 I can't even remove 5% means my answer is more than 95%, more than 95%. Hence I can say that my answer is not option A. Still I am left with B and C. Now go ahead. Can I remove 1%? 1% is how much? 18. So 1% I can remove, because whatever I have to remove is 36. So 1% I can remove. 2% is how much? 36. Hence from 100 I can remove 2%. Then I will reach the target. So if I remove 2% from that, I will reach the required number. Hence my answer is 98%, I can say. So 1764 is what percent of 1800? This number is 98% of this number. Hence your answer has to be option C. While calculating this in the exam, instead of going for cancellation, I recommend you to think like this, so that you can easily say whether it is more than 90% or more than 95%, like that. Because we will try to get that range, so that eliminating with the options will become easier for us, right? Chalo, let's move on to third problem. 1680 by 1650 into 100. So 1680 by 1650. 1680 by 1650 into 100. Actually it is not 1680, it is 1683. There is a small correction here. Please correct that one. It should be 1683 by 1650 into 100. That is the actual number, right? So 1683 by 1650 into 100. So 1683 by 1650 into 100. So we need to find that is what percent. So I am very much sure that the numerator is more than the denominator. As it is more than the denominator, my answer has to be more than 100%. That is the first thing I should understand, because 100% of 1650 is 1650 only. And as it is more than 1650, I can say that my answer is more than 100%. Check the options which are less than 100%, if any. There is no option which is less than 100%. So I am unable to eliminate any option as of now. If there are any options which are less than 100%, I would have eliminated with this. As all are more than 100%, I will check further. So 100% of 1650 will be 1650 only. To go from 1650 to 1683, I need to travel how much? 33 more. I need to add 33 to reach here. So I need to add 33. I need to add 33 to reach there. So I need to add 33 means by percent how much I should go ahead. By percent, can I go by 10%? Can I add 10%? 10% is how much, dear? 10% of 1650 is 165. Can I add 10% to reach 1683? Definitely no, because whatever I have to add is only 33, whereas 10% is how much? 165. So I cannot add 10%, which means my answer has to be less than 110%. My answer has to be less than 110%. Hence I can eliminate 130% as well as 110%. Now I am left with 102% and 104%. So I have to identify which is that answer here. Now let us check. Can I go by 1%? 1% is how much, dear? 1% it will be 16.5. So definitely I can go for. So 1% is 16.5. 2% it will be how much? 33. So for 100%, if I am adding 2%, I will reach my target. Hence the answer must be how much? 102% will be equal to 1683. Hence your answer has to be 102%. This is how you check the answers. In the exam, going for cancellation will be risky. See, you may be cancelling this 0 0 easily. If you don't have any zeros in the denominator, then the calculations will become difficult because cancellations are not possible there. In such a case, going by this way of thinking is the best approach that is available for data interpretation. Let us go ahead with the next example, fourth one. 976 by 1600 into 100. So whether I have zeros or not, I always go only by this method only. 976 by 1600 into 100. Please remember, in this one, it is just approximate value. So from here on, whatever are the answers I am going to take will be approximations. So 976 is what percent of 1600? 1600. Now go ahead. So 976 by 1600 into 100. Now I am very much sure that it is more than 50% of this, more than 50% of that. So 50% of that will be how much? 50%. As it is not nearer, I will directly go back to 50%. From there on, I will start my analysis. So 50% of 1600 will give you how much? 800. How much more I should go, dear? 176 more I should go. From here on, I have to add 176 more to reach my target. For 800, I have to add 176 to reach my target. Can I add 10%? Can I add 10%? Just think now. Can I add 10%? 10% of 1600 is how much? 160. Yes, I can add. So from this I can say that my answer is greater than 60%. Already 50 I have na. I am taking 50. I can add 10% means my answer has to be greater than 60%. So answer has to be greater than 60% is what we can say. Look at the options which are greater than 60%. So check the options which are greater than 60. This is not my answer. My answer can be anything like 70 or 61 or 64. Further, can I add 20%? 10% is 160. 20% it will be how much, dear? 320. So 20% I cannot add. For 50% I can add 10%. But for 50% I cannot add 20% means my answer has to be less than 70%. So answer has to be more than 60% and less than 70%. Hence I am very much sure that B can't be my answer. Now I came down to two options. My answer can either be 61 or 64. Now let us check. So let us add 10%, then we can analyze. 10% if you add, that is 160. Still you are supposed to add how much more? 16 more. 176 you were supposed to add, you have already added 160. Still how much more we should go for? 16 more. That 16 is what percent of 1600? That 16 will be equal to how much percent? 1%. So I can add 1% over here, which is 16. Hence I can confidently say that my answer is how much percent? 61% is 976. 61% is 976. Is that clear? Please make a note of it. Next, 650 by 1250 into 100. 650 by 1250 into 100. Okay, no problem. 650 by 1250 into 100. So 650 is not so nearer to 1250. So I will go in reverse order. So instead of I will go for reverse order if at all it is nearer. But I will not go for reverse order over here because it is not so nearer. So I will go to 50% and check. If it is more than 50% or less than 50%, I will check. So I will check what is 50% of this one first. And moreover, sometimes options will give you the hint, because all the options are in 50% means your answer is somewhere in 50% only. That's how you can easily guess. Right, dear? Going ahead with what is 50% now? 50% of 1250 will give you how much? 625. How much more you should go to reach 650? 25 more you should go for. 25 more means that 25 is what percent of this? 10% it will be how much? 125. 10% I cannot add. Then I will go down to 1%. 1% it is how much, dear? 12.5. So 1% of 1250 is 12.50. 2% it will be how much, dear? 2% it will be 25. So after 50% I can add another 2% to reach the target. Hence I can say that it is coming out to be how much percent? 52%. That 52% is equal to how much? 650. Hence your answer has to be 52%. 52%. Right? Please go ahead with this. Next, problem number 6. 725.2 by 1480 into 100. Here starts the range checking idea. I will show you as to how to come down to checking the range quickly. 725.2 by 1480 into 100. If you take 50%, 50% is 740. Hence this is less than 50%. So in the first step I can say that answer is definitely less than 50% because 50% itself is 740. So your answer has to be less than 50%. So I came to a conclusion that my answer is less than 50%. Based on this I can eliminate my answers 52 and 51. 52 and 51. Now I am left with two options, 41% and 49%. Please observe that. Now 40% will be how much? If you remove 10%, 10% will be how much? 148. If you remove 10%, just for example, if you remove 10%, I am writing it just for your clarity. 50% it will be how much, dear? 740. If you are removing 10%, after removing 10%, 40% it will be how much? From 740, just remove 10%. 10% is 148. That will give you how much, dear? If you remove 148, that will give you 592. What is your target? What is your target? 725.2. 725.2. Now tell me, is it nearer to 10%, like 50% or 40%? This is more nearer to 50%. This 725.2 is more nearer to 50%. So between 40 and 50, middle of 40 and 50, exact middle is how much? 45. If it is no more nearer to 50%, that should be more than 45%. So as it is more nearer to 50%, your answer has to be greater than 45%. So like this, if you can come down to 10% range, you can cut it down to what? 5% range. So first I guessed that my answer is between 40 and 50%. As it is more nearer to 50% here, my answer has to be more than 45%. As there is only one option which is more than 45, I'll choose that as my answer without going for further calculation. As I have to show the calculation, I'm just continuing the explanation. You can stop here in the exam. Let us go ahead further. To reach 725.2 from 740, how much you have to remove? From 740, how much you need to remove here? 14.8 you should remove. So 14.8 you have to remove. So 14.8 is what percent of 1480? 1%. So from 50% you just remove 1%, which is 14.8. That will give you the target, which is 49%. 49% will become how much, dear? 725.2. 725.2. But my recommendation is always try to cut it down to 10% range, then with the help of options we can manage it. So we'll be seeing more calculations now. Seventh one, 210 by 1750 into 100. Now I will avoid that calculation, I will go only for range technique now. Just check out carefully. So 210 by 1750 into 100. So 210 by 1750 into 100. Here one thing is guaranteed dear, 10% will be 175, 20% will be 350. So I am very much sure that my answer is between 10% and 20%. That is between 10% to 20%. I can straight away say 10% it will be 175, 20% it will be 350, and your target is 210. Now check out, is that 210 more nearer to 10% or 20%? So 210 is more nearer to 10%. It is more nearer to 10% means exact middle of 10 and 20 is what? 15%. So equidistant from 10% and 20% is 15%. As that is more nearer to 10%, that has to be less than 15%. Hence I can say that my answer is between 10% and 15%. There is only one option that is between 10% and 15%. That is option B. Straight away I can stop there without I going for the calculation I was showing earlier. Is that clear? If you wish to go for calculation, you can do like this dear. 10% you take 175. How much you should add to reach 210? You have to add 35. That 35 is what percent of 1750? 2%. So for 10% you add 2% to reach the target. As simple as that. Next, problem number 8. Here also options are very far. 42, 52, 47, 32. So we will be taking only approximation, try to understand that. I have taken all these fractions from previous bank PO exams. I have taken the fraction in the question that is being asked there, and I have taken the options from that booklet. So this is how the options will be given in the competitive examination also. Please keep that in mind. Now how to think. So 7 by 22 into 100. So this is what I want, 7 by 22 into 100. So one thing is guaranteed, 7 by 22 into 100 is what is being asked. So one thing is very much sure, that is less than 50%. Because 50% of 22 will be how much? 11. 50% of 22 is 11, as it is 7, that is less than 50%. Hence I can straight away eliminate option B. Next, I have two options which are between 40 and 50, 40 to 47. I have to decide whether it is more than 45 or less than 45. If at all it is lying between 40 to 50%, I have to check whether it is 47 or 42. For that I will go for what? 45%. If it is less than 40%, there is only one option available. Let us check for 40%. Chalo, going ahead with 10%, it will be how much? 2.2. As it is a small number, I am going for 10%. 10% it is 2.2. 30% it will be how much? Check. 10% it is 2.2. 30% it will be 6.6. 40% it will be 8.8. What is your target? 7. What is your target? 7. That 7 is more nearer to 30% or 40%. This is more nearer to 30%. Hence I can confidently say that my answer is less than 35%. Hence my answer has to be 32. That is between 30 and 40 and more nearer to 30. That's why it should be less than 35. There is only one option that is less than 35. That's my answer. So I am not going for cancellation over here. This range technique is so powerful that any difficult number you can easily manage with this idea when the options are available. And please remember, you will be writing the competitive examinations which are having options only. So that's why your strategy should be similar to the way that I am teaching over here, right? If it is academic type, the way that we are going to cancel will be different. But we are not targeting on academic, we are targeting only on competitive examination. Keep that in mind. Please make a note of it. Next, problem number 9. 5.5 by 7 into 100. So 5.5 by 7 into 100. In this type of situations, when you have decimals, if there is any possibility, you simply go like this. If at all you are having 5.5 here, doubling both will make them round figures. Double this as well as this. That will give you how much, dear? 11 by 14 into 100. So that handling this will become easy for you. So one thing, all the options are from 50 to 90. 50 to 90. So 52%, 57%, 79, 89, 69, like that. I will decide whether it is more than 50 or more than 60 or more than 70. What is that? Okay. Chalo, check. 50% itself is how much, dear? 50% of 14 will give me how much? 7. This is more than 50%. More than 50%. Okay. From 50%, how much should I go to reach 11? 4 I should go for. 4 I have to definitely go for. 4 I should go for. 4 is what percent? You check. Can I go for 10%? 10% it will be how much? 1.4. Yes, you can go for. 20% it will be how much? Double. 20% it will be 2.8. I can go for. 30% it will be triple. 30% it will be triple. That will be how much? 4.2. So I can go for 20%, no doubt, but I cannot go for 30%. So from 50% onwards, I can add 20%, no doubt with that, but I cannot add 30%. What does this mean? My answer is between 70% and 80%. Between 70% and 80%, how many options are there? I repeat, your answer is between 70% to 80%, because I can add 20%, which is 2.8. I cannot add 3%. Sorry, 30%. So 20% it is 2.8. I can go for. 30% it will be how much? 4.2. I cannot go for. So anyway, to be added is more nearer to what? To be added, we have to add 4. So to be added is more nearer to 20% or 30%. That 4 is more nearer to 30%. That means your answer will be more nearer to 80%. As it is more nearer to 80%, it has to be more than 75% and less than 80%. There is only one option between 70 and 80. Directly you can take here and you can stop here itself. Between 70 and 80, there is only one option. Choose and stop. I am just trying to cut it down to 5%. So it is between 75 and 80 is what I can say with that analysis. This is how you should think in the competitive examinations. If you go for cancellation, how can you do cancellations, dear? That's not possible. Please try to understand that. Right? This is approximately 79%. Next, problem number 10. 0.5 by 5.5. So doubling both will give you how much, dear? 1 by 11. So 1 by 11. I need not go for any calculation here because 1 by 11 fraction you know. 1 by 11 fraction you know. 1 by 11 is 9th table. So that's why it will be how much? 9 1 by 11%, or otherwise I can write it as what? 9.09%. Hence approximately I can say that it is how much percent? 9%. Hence your answer is option B. That's the advantage of knowing the fractions, right? Please make a note of it. Right? So in the next video, so complete your practice till here. In the next video, we shall go with the calculations from 11 to 20. Thank you.